The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Let me be your lighthouse so I can show you the way. Let me be your shining light, I'll keep you from drifting away. I'm the one that makes you try when...
Hello, this is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. Thank you so much for coming on to my show. Today's guest is Heather Herron. Hello.
Hello, good to see you.
Did I say your last
You
name?
said it exactly right.
Like the bird?
Like the bird, but I have 2 R's in my name.
Well, anyways, we're on location at Sweetwater. And I'll be asking her several questions and get to know her and see how she's blending in with Sweetwater. She originally started at Wayne TV many moons ago. Now she's working for Sweetwater. So we're going to ask some questions right now. So, Heather, what is your title here in Sweetwater?
It's a fancy title, which means nothing, but I am the Vice President of Corporate Communications. So it means I oversee internal and external PR, and I also do all of our community outreach and philanthropy. So all of the charitable giving and all of the sponsorships and all of that help kind of oversee what we do in the community.
So you have a lot of people working underneath you, so to speak?
I have me.
You have me.
That's it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a one-person department. Yes. And I work very closely in conjunction with the marketing folks.
That's good.
I do. But in terms of what I do, it's pretty much just me.
So, were you born here in Fort Wayne?
I was born in a little town called Gaston, Indiana. It's about 10 miles north of Muncie.
Muncie, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
So I usually just say I'm from Muncie. Everybody's familiar with that. So about an hour from here.
So how long did you live there before?
I was born and raised there.
Yeah.
I worked here in Fort Wayne for about a year right out of college.
Mm-hmm.
Then I moved to Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Oh,
and
Grand
I worked
Rapids.
for a TV station in Grand Rapids, Michigan for 6 years.
Right.
And then I moved back, and we've been back in Fort Wayne now since 2001. So
Oh, that's
17 years.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you go to university or?
I went to Ball State.
Ball State.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? What'd you take? What was your major?
Telecommunications. I have a bachelor's degree in telecommunications.
Well, how did you get interested in the media in the first place?
When I was about 14 or 15, I got involved in a journalism class and really enjoyed the writing aspect of it, telling people's stories. And through that, just developed a love for radio. I started working in radio when I was 16.
For radio. Okay.
I started when I was 16 and worked for a couple of radio stations, and then all through college. And then my senior year of college, I did an internship at what was WKJG. Now it's WISE, Channel 33,
Oh, nice.
the NBC in Fort Wayne. I did an internship there, and then I worked there for about 9 months right after that.
Boy, you've been around.
And then moved to Grand Rapids.
Again?
No, that was
yeah.
right. Yeah, that was back. That would have been in 1995.
Back in the day.
Yes, that was a long time ago.
So, you are married, eh?
I'm married, 21 years.
Mm-hmm.
Met my husband in Grand Rapids when I was working there, and we have 2 daughters, 19,
Oh,
19 and 17.
Oh, boy.
So almost grown. One's in college, and the other one's in high school.
You don't look old enough to have.
Well, that's sweet.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
So, did you win any awards when you were working throughout the years?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to do that. The awards were never really super important to me, but it's just cool to say that that you won an award. When I was in Grand Rapids, I did quite a bit of medical reporting. That was back in the late 90s, and every station had a medical reporter. So I did that, and I won several awards doing that. And then when I came back here, we won a regional Emmy back in, I believe it was 2009 or 2010. We won a regional
When you were
Emmy.
with Wayne TV?
When I was with Wayne TV.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're doing great.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
Yes, thank you.
Oh.
Yes.
So, when were you hired by Wayne TV?
That was in October of 2001.
Oh,
So 17 years ago.
wow. So
Right.
it's over. It's December, so it's 17 in 2 months.
Yes.
Oh, my
Yeah.
stars.
It's a long time ago. My daughters were babies when we moved to Fort Wayne.
Oh, my goodness. And they're up.
Up. Yep.
Oh, my stars. What were your duties at Wayne TV?
So I was the primary evening anchor. So I anchored the 5 o'clock, the 6 o'clock, and the 11 o'clock newscasts.
How'd you get that job?
Well, the station that I worked for in Grand Rapids was owned by the same company.
Oh, good.
And they called me and said, so I anchored weekends in Grand Rapids, which is a larger television market, larger city. And they called and asked if I would be interested in coming to Fort Wayne to be the main anchor at the station. So since I'm from Indiana, and my family, my parents are still there.
She's a hooser.
I am, and so I wanted to come back. So, so they called and asked, and I wasn't really necessarily looking for a job at the time,
But
but it turned out to be really great.
something they couldn't just, you had to
That's
take.
exactly right. Right.
So, your favorite moments at Wayne TV? Do you have?
Oh.
Oh, okay. Just name one.
It's hard. It's hard.
A few?
I can think of several stories that I did that really impacted me. I mean, the reason that I got interested in this career was because I like people and I like to tell their stories. So some of the best memories I have are telling people's stories. You know, being out and reporting and doing their stories. So we had lots of fun too. I mean, there were lots of behind the scenes. Fun stories,
Some bloopers.
From election nights.
Oh, right.
Those were always really busy late nights. Those were a lot of fun. So there were a lot of really great opportunities. I got to do some traveling. And meeting some really
Did you
people.
travel abroad or just in
I did when I was in Grand Rapids working for that station. A photographer and I went to Thailand.
Oh.
And we did a documentary on an organization called Operation Smile.
Oh, I've
And
heard about that.
they do surgeries for cleft lips and cleft palates and facial deformities. And so we went to Thailand and followed them for a week with the surgeries that they were doing and met some neat families. So, but that was in 1997 when I did that.
I feel for the kids who have been born that way.
Yes.
They must have been, ignored
And in many societies, like where we were, it was a very, very poor part of Thailand in the northern part of the country, and
you wouldn't be able to survive.
yeah, and they were ostracized. I mean, the kids were shunned, and the parents didn't have the means, they didn't have the money, and they didn't have the resources to be able to, help their children. So
you helped to reach out to the people here about the cause.
Yeah.
What's going on over there.
yeah.
So, how long? You've been working for about 17 years
Yeah.
with Wayne TV. Now, you left.
I left at the end of May and started here a couple days later.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I didn't take much time off. I wanted to get right to work.
So they called you while you're still working at Wayne?
I was working at Wayne, and they and I had known several people from here, including Chuck Surak, the owner. I had known many of them professionally over the years, stories that we had done, and occasions that I'd had to meet them. And so they called and asked if I would be interested in replacing the gentleman who retired. And they said he's going to be retiring in a few months. And,
Christopher.
Yes, and so they thought of me, which is very flattering, and they said, would you be interested in coming on board? And so we had several discussions, and I made the leap.
So, did they initiate you?
How so?
Well, get the blending.
Oh, yeah.
How'd it go? Was it like a
Yes.
culture shock?
It's Yes, but in a very good way.
A good way.
Yes,
That's good.
The culture at Sweetwater is very positive.
Yes.
And
I know.
people really enjoy being here, and it shows.
I know Christopher Guerin, whose
Yes.
job you took over. He's a sweet guy.
Yes.
So
But there was a huge learning curve because it's very different than what I was doing before.
Well, how long did it take you to start getting used to what
I'm-
you're doing?
I'm just now.
Oh.
I'm 6 months in, and I'm still every day
Yeah.
learning something.
Something new.
Yeah, and I don't have a music background at all, so that part of it has been really interesting.
You're gonna have to do research, girlfriend.
And I have, and people have been very patient and kind.
So your position here, what are your duties?
So I mentioned the external and the internal PR. So internal newsletters that we put out, external PR. So for instance, when we announced our big expansion project, when we're building the warehouse, then I coordinated all of that announcement. I worked with the governor's office and worked with the local Greater Fort Wayne Inc. and all those people, and we put together the press conference and did the announcement and coordinated that with the media.
So did you have anything to do with Clyde there?
So that we broke ground on that 2 weeks before I started.
Ah,
So I was not directly involved, but I knew I was coming on board, so I
That's
was
cool.
involved in what was going on. It's such a neat place.
I've been there.
It's so neat.
Saw Christiana
Danielle.
Danielle.
Yeah.
She's excellent.
Yes.
Did
yeah.
you go see her?
I didn't go see her.
Oh,
but
she was excellent.
yes.
So what services really does Sweetwater cater to? I mean, what do they do here?
So it's a music retailer, primarily online, but we do have a music store out front in the building.
And magazine?
And you can buy instruments, pro audio gear. So a lot of churches and schools that have big audio visual systems.
Oh, yeah.
Will help outfit, their systems.
Like a foundation or something?
Yeah, like there are local churches that have big worship teams,
Grants.
and they need
You're doing good.
yeah. So we help outfit that, but sometimes it's just as simple as your grandson needs a ukulele, and we can get you a ukulele if you want. So
I know some people who work here. They're very lovely people.
yes, it's a really great place.
So how many people are working now in Sweetwater?
We have about a little over 1,400
Oh.
right on this campus.
I mean, that's a whole city.
Isn't it? It is.
I'm from a city of 2,000 when I was growing up.
Yes. And I'm from smaller than that, the
my
town
God.
I grew up in. And then we own several other, we call them our Sweet family
Yeah.
of companies. So Sweet Cars, Sweet Aviation, Lounge Optical, All Pro Sound. So we own several other businesses as well. So
Do you rent out like equipment or whatever?
we don't rent equipment typically.
Oh, you don't.
We do have a lot of community space here in our building.
Yeah.
That people can come, nonprofit organizations can come and use the space for meetings or things like that. Yeah.
So when was Sweetwater built? Do you know how long ago?
It'll be 40 years
Oh, boy.
in January.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I
And
was 26 when
it started in Chuck Surek's Volkswagen bus.
Volkswagen. We saw that outside.
Yeah.
We'll take a picture of that.
Yeah. And then moved into his basement and in his home, and then moved over to Bass Road. It was on Bass Road for many
Yeah.
years. And then in 2006 is when it moved to the headquarters here on
And you're
US
still
30.
expanding.
And we're still rapidly
Yeah.
expanding.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you help out nonprofit people. You have Gear Fest.
Yes, which is so much fun.
What's Gear Fest?
Gear Fest. So I had just started here, not even a month, and had my first Gear Fest experience. Yeah, Gear Fest is just what it is. It's a music festival for people who love music and audio gear.
And how about people who entertain? Do you have big names coming in?
We do. We have a lot of producers and musicians, artists who come in, and they put on workshops that are free to the public. Anybody
Workshops
can come.
free?
Anybody can come.
So say if someone wanted to do a workshop here, can they do that free?
To attend it for
Attend
Gear
it?
Fest, yes.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gear Fest. Okay,
Yep.
that's cool. So you worked with charities throughout the years? Who were you involved
I
with?
do. Well, on a personal level, I've been involved with many. The American Heart Association, the Pancreatic Foundation, a lot of those health-related type charities. I also have been involved with the Girl Scouts over the years, and also JDRF, the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation.
I'm diabetic.
So,
Adult diabetes.
yes.
It's fun.
So, no, that's not fun.
Not really.
Not fun. But so I've been involved in those charities as well. And it's fun now in this role. So with those, I would really volunteer my time, and we would help give publicity to those organizations, or I would MC events that they would hold, a walk that they would hold. Now on this end of it, I get to help support a lot of them financially. We will donate and sponsor different events in the community.
Are you on any board?
I am currently not.
You're not?
I was. I have been on many boards over the years. And then as my daughters got older and we got busier, I just said I need to step back for a while. I didn't have the
need a
time.
break.
Yeah, and
You don't
so
want to burn out.
right. And so I'm hoping. I mean, once my kids are almost out of the house, and then I'll have more time. I'm not really sure that I will have more time, but
when you're empty nester,
right.
have
So
too much going on.
yeah.
I mean, you miss the kids, but
Right. But I've been really busy just getting acclimated to the new job, and so I said I need to not do that for a while and really let myself focus on what I'm learning here, and so.
What do you see for you here at Sweetwater?
Well, this position is going to continue to grow as the company grows. I think we are going to build out our PR department, and it will be more than just me.
I hope.
Yes, I know it will. But we'll continue to grow.
Yeah.
And I hope that I can really be part of the future moving forward, being part of the executive team and helping the company move forward. It's only going to get better.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I know so.
Yeah.
It feels like it. I feel like a positive feeling as soon as I walked in.
Don't
here.
you get that?
It's really good. I mean, the people are so pleasant.
Yes.
Smiles all the time.
Very much so. Yes.
So what would you like to say to my audience to encourage
boy.
them how to go after what you want to go for, as long as it's legal?
Yeah. Yes, don't do anything illegal, don't do
right.
anything unethical. That's one of the things, honestly, that I love about this company and about Chuck Surak is the company motto, the mission statement here is 5 words. Always do the right thing.
And the customer's always right.
And that follows. It really does. You treat people right, you treat your customers right, you treat your colleagues right, and you do the right thing, and the business will take care of itself. And that's really true.
I would like to know if I can do a mini tour with you.
Sure, I'll show you around.
We have 10 minutes left, so we can muck about and do a tour.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any designated areas for us to go to?
Well, have you been to the diner? I'll show you the diner area, and then we have an arcade as well.
Yeah.
So if you're into,
I'm sure my audience would like to see them.
yes, and by the way, the diner and the arcade, those are open to the public.
That's good.
So anybody can come in and enjoy a meal or a cup of coffee and hang out in the arcade, and
I might get a cup of coffee
so
myself.
I'll show you around. Yeah.
Okay, we'll turn off right now, and we'll be back with you in a moment.
Well, so all of these are the awards, the accolades that Chuck and Sweetwater have earned over the years. There, and then we have a case down at the other end too.
Oh, we'll look down.
Yeah. So everything's decorated for the holidays.
That's good to know.
Yep. So we have a conference hall over here, and we have a performance theater over here. And then this is the diner. We call this our mall. We have a diner in here. We also have a coffee bar, so people can get gourmet coffee and drinks and DeBrand chocolates and all sorts of treats.
Hi,
and
Okay. So, yeah. Upstairs we have our medical clinic. That is for employees only and their families. So we have a full-time doctor on staff.
like a person here
Yeah.
that's not part of the community.
Yeah, a doctor can come downstairs. We also have fully trained EMTs and officers, police officers that are here. So they're-
This is a big.
yeah,
This is like a whole new city here.
it is. It's a big public space. So we also have a salon and spa. You can get your nails done, your hair, get massages, and that's open to the public. You can come and make an appointment.
Something exchange. What's that?
That's the gear exchange.
Gear
so that's
exchange.
if you want to sell your guitar or purchase a used one, that kind of thing. So it's kind of a flea market, but a nice upscale, really nice instruments.
Oh, that's good.
So the store is out right in the very front when you first come in. Yeah,
There used to be a store right there.
Yeah, that's moved.
They
That's-
moved it.
Yeah, it's big now. It's big. This is our arcade, so the public can come in and we have pinball machines and pool tables and a golf simulator, and people can just come in and hang out, or employees can take the break and come and
Sounds good. Do you have a lot of musicians?
de-stress. We have so many musicians, I can't even keep track. Most of our sales engineers, we have about 400 of them. Most of them are musicians.
Themselves.
Yes.
But
And they play instruments, they sing, they're in bands.
do they travel?
Yes. So they do. Some of them do. Not all, but some of them do. Yeah. Yeah. And all of our studio musicians are very well known.
House band?
House band, really wonderful musicians. Yeah. So that's just the diner area, and then down at the other end we have our academy, and that is for lessons. So you can come and you can take guitar lessons and piano lessons and drum lessons and voice lessons.
Is that open?
It is open. And
Is it?
Yep. Sure.
Okay, we got another couple more minutes, so we'll take advantage of that.
Yep.
I have an old
You're here in a busy time. Lunchtime. Oh, this is our slide.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
An active slide.
So that's anybody can, kids or adults,
In case of fire.
come and go down the slide.
That's good.
It's a fun little thing to have here.
Oh, that's neat.
So and then this is our coffee bar. So that's
coffee bar.
And this is our academy. So each of these rooms we do lessons inside. And it's not really busy right now. After school hours, it gets really busy. We have a lot of kids come in and taking lessons.
How about lunchtime?
So-
Do any?
We have adults come in during lunchtime and do lessons. Right. During their workday, they play hooky and come do lessons.
This cool.
So yeah.
Can I
So-
see that wagon?
Oh sure, out front.
Yeah, what's it called?
Yeah, it's a Volkswagen bus.
Volkswagen bus.
Yep.
Is that what you started out
And
with?
that's what he started out with. So he would pull up to a concert, to a venue, and play, pull cable inside and record it, and then go home and take the recording and mix it and edit it and make it sound really great and then give it back to them. And that's how he first started. So this is the only brick and mortar store we have. Everything else is done. You can come in here and buy any kind of instrument that you need. Guitar, audio equipment.
I got something similar to that, but it's Fender.
Yeah.
No, Lion. Lion.
Yeah. So everything that we have in here, we have pianos and keyboards and drum sets and all that. So all that is sold here. And then this is the bus that you were referring to
Over
right
there,
over
yeah.
there.
Let's go over there.
started his business.
Did he live out of it?
So he did not live out of it. That he would use it for his business to travel. Yeah,
Well,
but he had a home.
Exactly what did he have in this van?
So he had in the back here. You can see this recording equipment. So it, back then was reel to reel.
Oh, yeah.
And
real.
Microphones.
How real is that?
Yes. And he
That's a lot of work.
he would have cable, and he would record things from there, and then take it back home and mix it. And
Where would you get the electricity
So-
for that?
I would assume
From the car?
plugged in to whatever venue he was working in.
Look at all that.
Yeah.
Real
So see,
to
these
real.
are some of the early devices, machines he used to mix things. Recorders and consoles and keyboards that he used early on, and then his original Apple computer. Yeah.
This Curvo?
This.
Oh,
just
that
right up
little
there.
printer?
Yeah.
Oh, Apple.
That was his original.
Remember those days?
Computer. Now the keyboard, the Kurzweil keyboard, is a synthesizer, and it was the first electronic keyboard where you could actually create other sounds, and it would sound like you would have an orchestra behind you. And so,
Or it sounded like someone singing.
and so he would engineer that, use that to help record his music. So because Chuck was a musician himself.
Yes.
He plays several instruments, and
Was he in a band?
he is the Sweetwater
Still
All
is?
Stars.
Oh, cool.
They do concerts several times
Yeah.
a year.
Oh, my goodness.
And they're all Sweetwater employees.
Well, this is towards the end of the show. Thank you,
Thank
babe.
you. Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
out and visiting.
This is Heather Herron of Sweetwater, and this is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next week.
Godspeed, my love, until we meet again. You're always in my heart and every dream. Don't let this time apart give in to all our fears. God will keep us close from up above. So until we meet again, Godspeed, my love. God is with us always for the rest of all our lives.